There is a level of discipline so intense that it appears incomprehensible to anyone watching from the outside. People who operate at this frequency seem to inhabit a different reality, moving with a drive that most would mistake for a loss of sanity. Most attempts to reach this state involve a specific cycle of failure. We wake up exhausted, look at the time we've lost, and react by sketching out an impossibly dense military routine. We plan for 4 a.m. alarms, daily cold plunges, and marathon sessions of deep work. This approach relies on a surge of temporary guilt that usually evaporates by noon on the first day. When the plan ignores the physical and mental limits of the individual, the body eventually rebels, leading to a total collapse of the new habits. Miyamoto Musashi survived over 60 life-or-death duels by approaching discipline as a holistic system of survival. He prioritized the ability to adapt over the need to follow a static list of rules. He detailed this process in The Book of Five Rings, a manual that uses the mechanics of the sword to describe a method for sharpening the mind and body into a single weapon. This path to consistency is built on 5 sequential stages. By moving through these rings, the friction of effort is replaced by a steady internal momentum. The Ring of Earth represents the foundation, an unfiltered assessment of one's current state. After his most legendary duel, Musashi spent 2 years in a cave, specifically to deconstruct his performance and identify the mistakes that nearly cost him his life. Most of us operate under a vague sense of being productive while ignoring our actual behaviors. We spend the day toggling between 15 browser tabs and checking notifications, then wonder why we feel drained despite achieving very little. Tracking time reveals a startling reality. A routine involves 6 hours of passive phone use against 2 hours of focused work. Side by side, the bottleneck is clear. We don't lack time, we mismanage attention. Identifying this gap builds firm ground. Once the truth is established, we move to the ring of water, which emphasizes fluid adaptation. A rigid plan breaks the moment it encounters the chaos of a normal day. Water, however, fills the shape of whatever container it occupies. Musashi's adaptability was his primary advantage. In his early career, he used everything from traditional blades to spears. He even used wooden staffs, ensuring his strategy was dictated by the situation rather than a preferred technique. In modern terms, this means replacing a 2-hour workout with 10 push-ups if the day is falling apart. It means choosing 25 minutes of deep focus over an 8-hour session that you know you won't complete. These small, adaptable victories wear down resistance over time. Discipline becomes a matter of remaining in motion, always adjusting the flow to match the terrain of the day. As you maintain that flow, internal friction is inevitable. Feelings of frustration or envy toward others can easily derail progress. This is the domain of the Ring of Fire. Musashi lost his parents by age 7 and could have spent his life fueled by resentment. Instead, he channeled that energy into 14-hour training days, using the heat of his emotions as the fuel for his development. Many people waste this emotional energy by turning it against themselves through self-criticism or against others through comparison. This essentially drains the very power needed for change. The Ring of Fire teaches us to treat the internal voice that calls us weak as a signal for where to focus. Anger is more effective when it is directed at our own weaknesses, using that intensity to burn away mediocrity. The 4th stage, the Ring of Wind, addresses the external environment. Just as the wind shifts direction, so do the strategies and knowledge required to succeed in a changing world. Musashi studied rival schools to find their flaws, not to imitate them. He understood that staying disciplined required an awareness of everything happening around him, ensuring he never became a predictable target. For us, the wind represents the need for constant curiosity. It means studying new fields and understanding the strategies of those further ahead to ensure our core efforts are still pointed in the right direction. While the fire provides the raw energy to move, the wind provides the perspective to navigate. Together, they turn discipline into a proactive, intelligent force. This leads to the final stage, the Ring of Void. This is the acceptance of reality as it is, stripped of any illusions that the work will eventually become easy. After mastering the first 4 rings, you reach a conclusion that many find discouraging. The battle against your own distractions never ends. There is no point where the effort simply disappears. Most of us are waiting for a finish line, a day when we have finally achieved enough that we can stop fighting for focus and relax. The power of the void comes from abandoning that expectation. When you stop hoping for the effort to end, the mental friction caused by that hope vanishes. Discipline ceases to be a chore you are trying to complete. It becomes your default state, as natural and fundamental to your existence as the rhythm of your own breath. At this level, the daily practice is no longer a means to an end. The practice is the end itself. Musashi continued to train and create long after his victories because he viewed the process as the ultimate goal of a warrior's life. This total immersion is why others will find your determination confusing. They see the relentless pace and assume you have lost your way.